All right, let me go across to my colleague Tanushree Pandey. She's speaking to JNSU President, the Jawaharlal Nehru Students Union President Aishe Ghosh. She was injured yesterday.
Who are affiliated to ABVP, students of this university, literally was about to lynch the General Secretary of the JNU Students Union, Satish. Day before yesterday, this was the incident. That day, two of the students were brutally attacked. One of them is Apeksha, one of them is Ripta Sarangi. I can remember, and there were many of them who were...
This is day before yesterday when the registration process was taking.
Yeah, exactly. And we from JNUSU clearly told that GBMs in a democratic way is passing on the resolution that they're going to boycott registration. Students are with the JNUSU and all students should remain united at this point. What happened yesterday is exactly in the morning time, as usual, we go to school area, we were on strike. And suddenly we got disturbing news from individuals hearing that certain gang of students with lathis, rods have together ganged up near the statues, near the administrative block. Immediately the office bearers, we took a decision that we should inform the police immediately because this is not what we want and this will escalate the situation within the campus. I from my WhatsApp immediately texted the Delhi police contacts what I had that sir, this is an emergency situation. I on behalf of JNUSU is telling you that there is a gang of some known unknown students or individuals who are brutally beating up students, snatching away their items. And I had a telephonic conversation with one of the police individual from the from the Vasant Kunj station, and he assured me that everything will be fine, nothing is going to happen, and they have removed every individual, suspicious individual having any kind of weapons and sticks or rods.
At what point, at what time exactly did you speak?
Around 3 o'clock. Yeah, and then what happened? Students were marching from the school areas to come and join the JNU Teachers Association peaceful gathering that was happening at Sabarmati Tea Point. And JNUSU had given a call to join that in solidarity because the day before we already conducted a march. We also joined in solidarity. So I was at Tea Point. And I spoke on behalf of JNUSU at the gathering and there again reiterated the office bearers. Me, Saket, the Vice President was there and we reiterated that we are here for democratic discussions and we will fight with this Vice Chancellor with our democratic demands and we will go and fight till our demands are not met. Right. And we were having a meeting with the MHRD today morning. But suddenly it was 6:30 already. By then some news were coming that some students had been hit already in the head. Somewhere some pelting is going on. And again we were clearly messaging in groups that students should be safe, they should be united at this point. 6:30 around 6:45 I was having tea and all the office bearers also were there at the TS program. And suddenly some students started running. We were clueless that what is happening. By the time I understood, students started shouting, "Rod leke log aa rahe hain iske abhi hamare taraf, bhago bhago bhago." Then there was a moment of panic where I shouted and told for a second also, "Ki let's not panic, let's be united. We can't run much." And before I could understand, within 2 minutes, a gang came up and I could see rods. So I started even running because my sister was with me. Okay. And she had just come to the campus to meet me yesterday. She came from home. And she started crying because she saw that and she was not, no one is used to it, but she's a child, she was not. And she started running and she was running and crying at me that you can't do this, you come with me. And she was running towards the hostel because she comes and sometimes stays with me in the hostel. So while I was going, it was the 24/7 food court we have. Me and one of my friends who we both are in the organization and both of us were singled out. A gang somehow, we couldn't rush with the mob and 30 men literally surrounded both of us. My sister somehow escaped, but I can't even tell you how the situation was. We were like, we will be beaten up brutally bad here. First iron rod was on my head, next was on his, and they started beating up left and right.
I can see your hands also, you have also received.
Yeah, there are my whole, then I understood if they start beating up on me, I gave my back. We sat on the ground and tried to protect ourselves. They were beating up like anything for at least 2 minutes with iron rods, and we were continuously shouting that leave. And when I had started bleeding, they were still beating me up with the iron rod at the back. So I have full marks at my back. My hand is having a fracture, and this is something really condemnable. But I know at that point I was bleeding badly. Luckily, there were some students of JNU who helped me out, rescued me out from that place. They called up the ambulance, and I was near unconscious, and I was sent to AIMS Trauma Center after that.
You know, Aishe, we have been, from yesterday, it's been 24 hours, no single arrest has been made by the Delhi police as of yet, and we have been, everybody is saying they attacked us. Who are these they? Who are these masked men who were allowed to come inside a university campus with rods and lathis? Were they outsiders? Can you recognize any one of them?
See, the people who had beaten me up, some of the photos now I am seeing going viral, and we know some of the students, but at that moment it was a dark area also, but it was very clear because some of the one who was with me, some of the activists of ABVP were clearly there because they took his name and said ise manna nahi tha.
Okay, so they were taking names and targeting. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think it's a premeditated, orchestrated, pre-planned plot?
Obviously, because the day before, when the office bearers were going to school area and trying to stop the scuffle that was happening, the dean of SIS literally threatened me that I'll see you what you can do.
That is JNUSU President Aishe Ghosh. She was injured in the attack yesterday. In fact, speaking to my colleague Tanushree Pandey. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of 6 p.m. Prime.